this is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed human.
With no fees or minimums on checking accounts, it's no wonder that Capital One Bank Guy is so passionate about banking with Capital One. If he were here, he wouldn't just tell you about no fees or minimums. He'd also tell you about how Capital One cafes are open 7 days a week to assist with your banking needs. Yep, even on weekends. It's pretty much all he talks about, in a good way. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bankguy. Capital One N.A., member FDIC.
Brought to you by the Spam brand. I'm about to drop some sizzling hot knowledge, everybody. Did you know there's a blue can loved around the world with festivals dedicated to it? That's right, it's Spam Classic. The cultural icon went from fueling the world in the 1930s to earning its own museum. And today there are 12 mouth-watering varieties like teriyaki and Korean barbecue flavored, plus the original Spam Classic, ready to fry up in your favorite dish. Fans everywhere, keep sizzling it up, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Spam brand, sizzle pork, and Learn more at spam.com.
Hey everybody, Chuck here. I saw a UFO last night. Actually, that's not true. But it would be a great story if I were setting up this episode for March 1st, 2012, How SETI Works. Search for Extraterrestrial Intelligence.
Welcome to Stuff You Should Know, a production of iHeartRadio.
Hey, and welcome to the podcast. I'm Josh Clark. With me, as always, is Charles W. Chuck Bryant, and this is Stuff You Should Know, the podcast. Don't get it confused.
Oh, no.
What is that? What was that?
That was my
Don't you dare say that was E.T.
Burgess Meredith.
Okay. Thank you. That was pretty good.
Thanks.
That was a good Burgess Meredith, Chuck.
Yeah.
You in the mood for alien talk?
Sure, this is the second time we've done something like this. Almost a year later.
Yeah.
Right at it.
We did How UFOs Work live in Austin.
Yeah, last March. So, yeah, I guess once a year.
We do aliens.
We'll talk aliens.
Yeah. But hey, before we get started, may I take a second?
Yeah.
I want to just say a special hi to my wife, Yumi.
Right.
Who made me the happiest guy in the world.
You should just call her, dude.
On February 13th. Yeah, I could just call her. On February 13th when we got married.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Any deets, or are you just going to...
No, that's all.
All right.
I was just I wanted to share my happiness with everybody out there. So.
Very well done.
Thank you very much. Hey, Yumi. So, let's get back to aliens, okay?
Yes.
Okay. So, we are doing this in honor of Are We Alone Month on Science Channel, right?
Yes.
So the month of March is Are We Alone Month, and Science Channel every Tuesday, I believe, at 10 is having a premiere of some new show that has something to do with the search for extraterrestrial life.
Yeah, cool stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be very cool. And, I mean, there's some, like all shows are going to be awesome.
Sure.
But there's some that are clearly going to be really awesome, like Through the Wormhole with Morgan Freeman.
With Morgan Freeman.
I mean, that in the context of an Are We Alone month?
Yeah.
It's big news. Also, the Alien Encounters with Nick Sagan.
Got to be related to Carl.
Gotta be. Carl Pilkington, yes.
Yes.
And then, if you're in the mood for a contest, what would a month be without one? There is a SETI Live contest where the prize is to go visit SETI.
No way. Go to the California, to the Institute?
Yes.
Wow.
Pretty sweet.
Yes.
So this is all going on Science Channel all month long, and if you want more details, watch Science Channel, pal.
Yeah, or hit them up on Facebook. I bet they have info there.
Yeah. And in honor of this month, this very special month, we are doing How SETI Works, which is an acronym, SETI, if you don't know, for the search for extraterrestrial intelligence.
Yes, and I joked before we did this that Are We Alone Month will be followed by Yes, We're Alone Day. Sort of a joke, but they haven't really found a lot of stuff yet.
Well, I don't know. Let me give you an example of something.
The WOW.
Have you heard of the WOW signal?
Yeah, we talked about this before.
We did. When?
I think it might have been one of the webcasts.
Okay.
It definitely rang a bell that had your stank on it.
No, we talked about the Yosemite Sam signal.
Oh, I know, but I think we talked about WOW a couple of years ago.
Oh, okay.
Well, old webcast.
Let me tell you again. Let me refresh your memory because you clearly don't remember.
Clearly.
August 15th, 1977, a guy who's now known as Dr. Jerry Ehman, E-H-M-A-N. I keep wanting to call him Ehrman.
Yeah.
He was manning the Big Ear radio telescope at Ohio State University, and was analyzing some data from it, and basically saw this is what it looks like. It's a bunch of numbers and letters.
It looks like the Matrix scroll.
Very much so.
Captured.
Yes, but what that is a burst of radio activity. Transmitted on the 1420.456 megahertz frequency for 72 seconds.
WALN.
Right. And it was basically the closest thing we've ever gotten to hard evidence of a radio transmission from an alien civilization.
Right.
It met like all of the criteria that SETI follows, which we'll talk about later, for radio transmissions from intelligent life, right?
Yeah.
The problem is after searching for it for like 50 times specifically, it's never been found again.
Right.
And the reason it's called the WOW transmission is because Jerry Amon circled it and wrote "wow" with an exclamation point,
Right.
And that's why it's called that. So, although it since that time nothing else has come up in that same area, and we haven't had anything even remotely close to it, SETI still continues, right?
Yeah.
And SETI is both a movement and a group of people. It's an institute.
Yeah. Well, there's the SETI Institute, and there's just independent SETI operations.
Yeah. I mean, you can use SETI as a would that be an...
It'd be a noun, because it is a search.
Yeah, you're right.
Just a funky noun.
Right. But let's talk about it, Chuck. Let's talk about SETI, the challenges it has.
Well, first of all, if you've seen the movie Contact,
I have.
apparently it's not too inaccurate from the writer of this article, who was Freudlich, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
He said that movie, if you want to watch that one, is fairly accurate and on track.
Well, it was based on a book written by Carl Sagan, and he definitely knew his stuff.
Yeah.
In
fact, the Sagan Institute is one of the parts of SETI Institute.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. Or the Sagan Research Center, I think.
Gotcha.
So go ahead. You were saying?
Oh, well, so let's talk a little bit about the origin of it. SETI came about in a time when there was a large intellectual push toward searching for alien life. A lot of very, very smart people suddenly started postulating that there's probably other people out there.
Yeah.
There's got to be. Two guys, Philip Morrison and Giuseppe Coccioni, wrote a
Giuseppe Coccioni?
Yeah,
I
wrote a paper in Nature in 1959, and they basically said, look, if we look, we may very well not find anything.
Right.
But if we don't look, we're definitely not going to find anything.
That's a good point.
And that came at a time when a guy named Frank Drake, an astrophysicist and astronomer, was trying to start his own search. And he eventually founded SETI, I think in 1960.
Founded the SETI Institute or just SETI?
SETI. He conducted the first SETI search.
Okay, the Drake did.
Yeah, Frank Drake did.
Gotcha.
And it was based on something called the Drake equation, which I find just utterly fascinating and refreshingly understandable as far as like theoretical math equations go.
Yeah. N is the number of civilizations in the Milky Way whose electromagnetic emissions are detectable. So N equals R times FP times NE times FL times FI times FC times L.
And then there's the R is the rate of formation of stars over the lifetime of the galaxy. And that's anywhere from like 10 to 40 a year.
Yeah, stars suitable for development of intelligent life. So
right.
That narrows it down.
Then there's the fraction of those stars with planets.
FP.
Then there's the average number of those planets that are Earth-type, meaning suitable for life as we understand it.
Yeah, that's the NE.
That's about 50% of the 50% of stars with planets.
Boy,
so we're starting to whittle down pretty quickly. Sure. And then there's the fraction of those planets where life develops. That's estimated at as much as 100%.
Yeah.
And then there's the fraction of life that develops intelligence. So it's not just enough to be an amoeba. You have to be an amoeba capable of creating a radio.
Right.
That's pretty low as well, about 10%. And then another 10% is the fraction of planets where intelligent life develops technology such as radio.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
FC.
So you've got life,
And then L.
intelligent life, and then technology.
Yeah.
And then you have the lifetime of that communicative civilization in years.
So boom. Multiply that on out. You got your Drake equation.
And you have as little as one, as much as billions.
Well, plus it's as little as one or billions because it depends on what value you put in there, and everyone's going to put in different values. So the Drake equation is going to have a wide swath.
Yes.
Makes sense.
Yeah. So you've got this. This is the framework, the Drake equation created by Frank Drake, the founder of SETI. This is the framework that SETI conducts its research with. Like one of the things they do is try to figure out exactly how many stars out there have planets that are suitable for life, to really kind of plug in the best possible data into the Drake equation and to help them figure out where to look. Because there's three main challenges for SETI that they face just as a concept and an organization.
Yeah.
And they are, you have a really big sky out there, right?
Yeah.
You have a lot of frequencies you have a lot of radio frequencies, and you have a limited amount of telescopes.
Not much equipment.
No,
Because it's very expensive.
exactly.
And while SETI is funded to a large degree, it's not funded to a large degree compared to like when it was part of NASA. I think it was only like 1% of their budget.
Even still, that was like the most money SETI's ever had.
Yeah. But they're pretty well funded. The SETI Institute is, so as far as private funding goes. They're doing okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they're nonprofit, obviously, so they're not getting rich. You know what I mean?
No, they're kind of hurting right now.
Oh, are they?
Uh-huh.
Oh, I thought they were doing all right.
No, they also receive federal funds, and that's all but dried up right now because of the economic downturn.
Yeah, SETI's the first to go, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, so you proposed the three problems. Here are a couple of approaches for the large sky problem. A lot of area out there. So they have two approaches there. The wide field search, basically casting a wide, non-specific net over a low resolution over a short period of time over a wide area. Could get you some nibbles if you were fishing, let's say, but it's going to be difficult to find out exactly like where the stuff is coming from.
Right.
Or a targeted search, which is what my money would be on, which are limited to sun-like stars. Like they basically factor in more of Drake's equation in this one. Say, let's look at places where we might find, target these things where we might find ETs.
Right. And they do both of those depending. They have various projects ongoing. And some are targeted, some are wide field search.
Yeah.
So they're kind of covering their bases as much as possible. The next challenge was, what frequency to listen to, like
Yeah, it's not a radio dial.
No, but even with a radio dial, even with like a walkie-talkie, like if you've ever used one of those, like
yeah.
if you're not on the right frequency, you are going to miss everything that's being told to you. So there's, like you said, it's not a radio dial. It doesn't go from like 88.5 all the way to 107.5. There are billions.
From alternative to country.
Exactly. There are billions of radio frequencies. And they, which one are you going to listen to? You can listen to them all, but again, you're cycling through them. You're not able to spend a lot of time. It's much like the same dilemma with the sky you have with the radio frequencies.
Plus, they're full of noise.
Yep, that's another problem,
A big problem. Natural occurring stuff.
Right. But there is a window in the radio frequency that's called the water hole, which is pretty cool. Yeah. It's a natural place in the radio frequency spectrum. And by the way, they're light waves. Yeah. It's a type of light wave. But they're very specific. They exist on a specific frequency. But in the spectrum, the band, there's this thing called the water hole, which goes from the 1 to 10 gigahertz range. Yes. And it has very little natural background noise. Yeah. Like very few things, broadcast in this frequency. And the reason being, the these frequencies are caused by hydrogen atoms and hydroxyl ions, both of which are constituents of water, which is why it's called the water hole. And they suspect that for a couple of reasons, alien civilizations would be aware of this. One, that it's just so profoundly unique in the radio spectrum that if you had any kind of awareness of the radio spectrum, you would stumble upon this.
Yeah, and that you would intentionally broadcast in a low noise frequency.
Exactly.
Because you want to be heard.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, anybody who broadcasts on the radio wants to be heard, right?
Sure.
And then the other reason they think that alien civilizations would know about it is because water, with which it's associated, is considered an essential to life and therefore universal among intelligent life. It's not geocentric. The concept of water isn't.
Right.
So aliens would be familiar with water and would thus be familiar with the water hole in the frequency spectrum as well. So this is probably where they're putting most of their research or their effort into this water hole band of frequencies.
Yeah, I mean, they search all over, but pretty much all SETI operations will search the water hole as part of their ops.
Then there's magical frequencies too. Like basically they're saying like where on this band of billions of frequencies is there some sort of universal pattern? And one of the things that they figured out is prime numbers might be a good place to look because prime numbers are part of math and they're universal constant.
Right.
So an advanced civilization might be aware of prime numbers, and if they're trying to communicate to another advanced civilization, they may be broadcasting on prime number channels.
Crazy.
That's a magical frequency.
I wonder if they've searched pi, the pi station.
So far we've got two of the big problems tackled.
Yes.
Generally. The third one is the most down-to-earth problem.
Yeah, no equipment, basically. These radio telescopes are expensive to build, and so there's not a whole lot of them. So they said, there's a few ways we can handle this. We can conduct limited runs on ones that are already out there, basically rent space from other dudes. We can conduct analysis of data already acquired by other dudes. So like, hey, you've been listening in on all these frequencies. Let us see your data, and we'll just work from that. Or we can build SETI-dedicated radio telescopes, which is clearly the least popular because it's so expensive.
Right.
I mean, it's the most popular, but least feasible.
Yeah, and like the projects that they have ongoing for wide target search or wide field search or targeted search.
Yeah.
They have different projects dedicated to different types of radio use. Like Project Phoenix rents time at some of the better radio telescopes around the world.
Australia.
Arecibo.
Yeah, in Puerto Rico.
The one in West Virginia, Green Bank, West Virginia, has a huge radio telescope, and that's where the first SETI conference was held.
Oh, really?
1960, I believe, yeah. And then there's the Serendip Project, which piggybacks.
That cracks me up for some reason.
Why?
Serendip? I don't know. Just because it's short for serendipity. It sounds like your friend Adam that shortens everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like he would say, yeah, we met up. It was a bit of serendip.
Yeah, he would say that it's totes serendip.
Totes serendip.
So they piggyback by basically saying like, hey, like you said, let me see your data once you're done with it. We want to go over it too.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, man, it's like the hippie Rob version
exactly.
of astronomy.
Boy, he hadn't made an appearance in a while.
He just did.
I didn't expect him to pop up in SETI. If he didn't pop up in Magic Mushrooms,
This is Tamara Judge from Two Teas in a Pod with Teddy Mellencamp and Tamara Judge. Can we take a moment to talk about Chewy? I get everything for rugby from Chewy. His food, the treats, I'm constantly reordering, the toys he destroys in minutes, even his supplements. And it always shows up fast. Chewy also handles the serious stuff, prescriptions, pet insurance, telehealth vet visits, and they're even rolling out vet clinics across the country. Their 24/7 customer service actually understands dog moms like me and cat moms, bird moms, reptile moms, all of us. And with Chewy's 1-year satisfaction guarantee, trying something new is never stressful. For life with pets, the answer is Chewy. Save $20 on your first order with free shipping at chewpanions.chewy.com/teapod.
Joy is essential, and it's also elusive. You can't order it, you can't borrow it, or simply hope it into life. But now, there's a new and exciting way to start your journey toward a more joyful existence. Joy 101. It's a new podcast hosted by me, Hoda Kotb. Together, guys, we'll have meaningful conversations with the world's most fascinating people. Entertainment legends, sports icons, wellness experts, and everyday people will share how they find, allow, and experience joy. And I'll offer some of my own tips and takes on seeking a more balanced and harmonious life. If you're craving inspiration, support, and useful tools to maximize your joy, tune into these candid, uplifting, and moving on-air chats. Joy after a breakup, joy as an empty nester, joy after a loss, joy as a caretaker. This new podcast will speak to you. Listen to Joy 101 on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Saigon, the story of my family and of the country that shaped us.
The United States will not stand by and allow any power, however great, take over another country.
From iHeart Podcasts, Saigon.
Please allow me to introduce Joseph Sherman.
You don't think I'm serious about a free Vietnam?
I should stop talking so much.
I like hearing you talk.
One city, a divided country, and the war that tore America apart.
This is for Vietnam.
I've taken a hit from Japanese ground fire. Do you read me?
They're pouring petrol all over him. He's holding matches.
I'm on a landmine!
For freedom! Get out! Freedom for Vietnam! Run!
Saigon, starring Kelly Marie Tran and Rob Benedict.
Staying here's madness!
The world should hear about this.
There's a fire coming to this country and it's going to burn out everything.
Listen to Saigon on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hi, it's Alec Baldwin. This season on my podcast, Here's the Thing, I'm speaking with more artists, policymakers, and performers like composer Mark Shaman.
Once you've established that you have the talent, it's about the hang. It's the pleasure of hanging out with the people that you're with. You know, Rob and I was always a great hang. We would sit and kibitz for hours and then eventually get around to the music. That's what I mostly think of when I think of him, the time together laughing.
Lawyer Robbie Kaplan.
The great gift of being a lawyer is the ability to actually change things in our society in a way that very few people can. I mean, you can really make a difference to causes in the United States if you bring the right case at the right time. And
Marriage
win.
equality.
Yeah, Windsor's the perfect example.
Director Morgan Neville.
Film school teaches you all the wrong things about making documentary. What do you want to say? Documentary is all about your ear. What do you hear? I feel like my job is listening really, really hard.
Listen to Here's the Thing on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
So Project Serendip, like you said, it takes advantage of a lot of telescope time, but they don't have the control to say, hey, point it over there.
Right.
So they have a lot of hours, but they're just basically, that's the wide search being cast.
And then you said like the most desirable one was having their own telescope. Well,
yeah, that'd be great.
SETI figured out something. Rather than making a huge or paying for a huge radio telescope, they figured out that they can take a bunch of backyard satellite dishes, which I'm sure are really easy to come by these days.
Yeah.
You know, the kind like from the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
Put a bunch of those together.
They're like 8 feet wide.
Right.
Yeah.
You put a bunch of those together and connect their signals using a process called interferometry.
Nice.
Thank you.
Dude, well done. First try.
And you can basically simulate a huge, large telescope for a fraction of the cost.
Yeah, it's like linking a network of computers, which is actually something also being done. We might as well get into that.
Yeah.
The SETI at Home project. And that's actually the SETI Institute, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they decided that, hey, instead of building a couple of supercomputers to analyze this data, because that's one of the big problems is there's so much data
It's not like you can just plug it into your laptop.
Right.
But you can plug a tiny chunk into a laptop and network a bunch of laptops together to do the power of these supercomputers, and that is what they've done, and you can participate.
Yeah, it's pretty ingenious. And there's other things that I think SETI at Home started it. Now there's things like folding at home.
Oh, really?
Which you simulate protein folding for cancer research. Same thing.
Huh.
And I'm sure there's other ones now. I didn't get a chance to look, but SETI at Home started it where it's a screensaver, but it's also a program. And while it's running, it downloads a chunk of data from the Arecibo radio telescope.
Yeah, and that's like your little assignment.
And it's like 100-second chunk, maybe, something like that. It doesn't seem like much, but it takes like 10 to 20 hours for the normal computer to process it. But like you said, if you have thousands of computers doing this, you have 1,000 times the processing power all of a sudden for free.
Pretty cool.
And while your computer's analyzing it, it's making notes of all of this stuff using SETI's algorithms.
Yeah.
And then it uploads the results to SETI and then downloads another chunk for analysis.
And dude, I bet this is a very popular thing to do for stargazers.
Oh, yeah.
For stargazing nerds of the world.
There was a guy I remember who was in Arizona, I think, and he was fired from his job as like the IT head for the Department of Education in this one community because he booted SETI at Home onto all the computers without asking. But I mean, it's not a big deal. It doesn't take that much processing power, and it just kind of runs in the background.
Yeah, who cares?
Well, he was made a mockery of by the local news, like he was fired because of his search for aliens.
Right, they made him out to be some crackpot.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But yeah, some poor guy got fired for that. SETI at Home got him fired.
That's sad. I bet he got a job with SETI or something, though.
I don't bet that.
You don't think so? They just said, sorry, thanks anyway?
Pretty much.
Well, you talked about building your own, and the Allen Telescope Array, the Allen Telescope Array.
Yeah, I kept taking it like that until I found out it's named after Paul Allen, the co-founder of Microsoft.
Is it?
Who donated all of the money for it.
Well, that is still underway as far as its construction. I think they were down for a little while because of a lack of funding, and it's a $26 million deal. But I think as of 2011, they were up and running again, and part of it is complete to the extent, I think, where they can use it for things.
Right.
But they're still not finished with it, I don't think.
No, they're not. They have enough money to construct it, but they didn't have enough money to run it. So they have like a skeleton crew on it right now.
Gotcha. But it is operational, I think.
It is. They're hoping that they're going to be able to fund it by leasing some time on it to the Air Force, who is interested in using it.
They should try a bake sale.
I know.
You know?
It'll be a great day when schools have all the funding they need and the Air Force has to hold a bake sale to buy a stealth bomber.
That'll be the day.
Somebody should put that on like a bumper sticker or something.
We could shorten it, but yeah. Agreed. Should we mention the Fermi paradox?
Yeah, it's as good a time as any. I mean, one of the things that happens to SETI is that they're constantly pummeled by critics, and a lot of them cite the Fermi paradox, too.
Well, here's what SETI Institute says, because I dug into their FAQ a little bit. And one of the questions was, why do we think that there might be life out there, quote. And SETI said, you should keep in mind that we are one planet around a very ordinary star, and there are roughly 400 billion other stars and nearly 100 billion other galaxies. And they think it would be extraordinary if we were the only thinking beings in all these enormous realms. Enrico Fermi, said that if it takes life billions of years to develop intelligence and signal or travel to the stars, and there are billions of the worlds in the universe, and the universe is 13 billion years old plus, then why haven't we been visited yet?
Yeah, when you look at it like that, the odds are...
Makes sense.
They just increase exponentially. It's kind of like a perverted version of the Drake equation used to disprove the existence of life.
The anti-Drake?
Yeah. It is anti-Drake.
This is is Tamara Judge from Two Teas in a Pod with Teddy Mellencamp and Tamara Judge. Tamara here. As you know, my dog Rugby is like one of my kids, and I don't play around when it comes to taking care of him. Chewy is where I get everything he needs. He loves food, so always stocking up on treats and toys from Chewy, which my husband Eddie likes to buy for him. It always shows up fast, which is exactly how I like things. Chewy also handles the serious stuff, prescriptions, pet insurance, and the telehealth vet visits. And now they're opening up vet clinics across the country. And their 24/7 customer service, they just understand pet people. Plus, with Chewy's 1-year satisfaction guarantee, trying new things is never stressful. Chewy just makes caring for Rugby easier, and that matters to me. For life with pets, the answer is Chewy. Save $20 on your first order with free shipping at chewpanions.chewy.com/teapod.
Joy is essential, and it's also elusive. You can't order it, you can't borrow it, or simply hope it into life. But now, there's a new and exciting way to start your journey toward a more joyful existence. Joy 101. It's a new podcast hosted by me, Hoda Kotb. Together, guys, we'll have meaningful conversations with the world's most fascinating people. Entertainment legends, sports icons, wellness experts, and everyday people will share how they find, allow, and experience joy. And I'll offer some of my own tips and takes on seeking a more balanced and harmonious life. If you're craving inspiration, support, and useful tools to maximize your joy, tune into these candid, uplifting, and moving on-air chats. Joy after a breakup, joy as an empty nester, joy after a loss, joy as a caretaker. This new podcast will speak to you. Listen to Joy 101 on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Saigon, the story of my family and of the country that shaped us.
The United States will not stand by and allow any power, however great, take over another country.
From iHeart Podcasts, Saigon.
Please allow me to introduce Joseph Sherman.
You don't think I'm serious about a free Vietnam?
I should stop talking so much.
I like hearing you talk.
One city, a divided country, and the war that tore America apart.
This is for Vietnam.
I've taken a hit from Japanese ground fire. Do you read me?
They're pouring petrol all over him. He's holding matches.
I'm on a landmine!
For freedom! Let's get out! Freedom for Vietnam! Run!
Saigon, starring Kelly Marie Tran and Rob Benedict.
Staying here's madness!
The world should hear about this.
There's a fire coming to this country and it's going to burn out everything.
Listen to Saigon on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
What did Black music, food, and culture teach us about who we were becoming?
2016 was sort of that last era of monoculture where we still consumed things in community.
From Beyonce and Rihanna.
Everybody wanted to be Beyonce. I don't think we'll ever see another Rihanna.
To soul food, memory, identity, and the stories we carry through Black culture.
What does it mean to be Black
and eat in America? So we were this group of people who knew how to work the land, who knew how to live with the land. We make it do what it do.
Therapy for Black Girls is bringing together the conversation shaping Black life right now.
You will never make me feel bad for being a Black girl, for being a Black American girl, ever.
Therapy for Black Girls is bringing it all to the mic. Listen to Therapy for Black Girls on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
So, what happens if we get a signal? What happens if they're sitting around one day and they hear phone home come over the radio waves?
Well, they have a strict set of protocols that start with, the first person who finds it to the who gets told first, what agencies learn of it. And it's pretty cool. Apparently, contact follows the course of it pretty accurately.
Yeah.
But so a signal's detected, right? And the first thing they do is they move the radio telescope away from the signal. And then they move it back.
I bet that's nerve-wracking.
I'll bet, too.
Because you probably just want to stay locked on it,
Right. You're going to lose your signal.
But you can't do that because you got to prove that it's genuinely coming from there.
Right. So if you move it and then move it back and the signal wanes and then comes back, you know that you have an extraterrestrial signal.
Right.
That's a big one. The next step then is to figure out whether you're getting it from like a satellite or from elsewhere on Earth.
Right.
Right? After that, you're starting to shake. Your palms are sweaty.
Yeah.
And you start to rule out extraterrestrial sources like pulsars, quasars, other things that broadcast radio frequencies. By this time, you may have tinkled a little bit in your pants. And you are on the phone with another radio telescope, hopefully one on another continent, saying, hey, can you go check these coordinates and see if you're getting this frequency?
Point your little machine that way. What do you see or hear?
And if they come back and say, yep, you say, well, it's time to announce it to the world.
Now I got to get out my book, the SETI Institute, the Declaration of Principles Concerning Activities Following the Detection of Extraterrestrial Intelligence.
Yeah.
And SETI Institute says no one's keeping anything a secret.
No, they want it disseminated quickly and widely.
Yeah.
But they want you to follow the proper channels first. And all the astronomical community gets first dibs on learning of it.
Oh, sure.
Then after that, you go to the UN.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. The UN, a lot of other international bodies, and you say, hey, guys, we have confirmed extraterrestrial contact. And they say, awesome. And the astronomer goes along and says, okay, we're moving on to the next people. Eventually, you get to the public, and the person who discovered it is meant to have the honor of announcing it to the world.
Yes.
According to the protocols.
Jodie Foster.
Mm-hmm.
And SETI is on record, by the way. The SETI Institute is saying that they don't think that there are aliens that we've been hiding in Roswell, New Mexico. They said that, you know, the presence, that would be like the biggest discovery in the history of science. And A, you wouldn't want to keep it a secret. And B, there would be thousands and thousands of people working on it. And they said it would just be impossible. So they're not, you know, they're not these crackpots that think, oh, we've got aliens hidden away working on a farm in the desert of New Mexico, harvesting on water farms.
And that's where we got our microwaves from.
Exactly. And I also looked at their FAQ under the are we sending signals? Because I thought that was kind of interesting because obviously Close Encounters, they sent messages out. And they said they are a completely passive experiment. They're only looking. They are not sending. However, we have been sending signals unintentionally for 50 years or more.
Yeah, since the 30s, since we started broadcasting on the radio.
Yeah, in television, this says the early TV broadcasts reached out to about 1,000 nearby stars, and but they said it's very unlikely that any alien civilization could have picked up on that.
No, but we are inadvertently broadcasting. Probably in the water hole, too, I would think.
And the other reason we don't send out signals is because if the nearest civilization, they said, is 100 light years away, it would be 200 years to get a reply, and it's just not a very good way to spend your time.
Well, plus also it's in the protocols that we decide through like the UN and other international bodies whether or not to respond to a signal.
Right.
That's like one of the last steps.
Well, they said that we've sent symbolic messages before. Like, hey, here's what our solar system is like. Here are the compounds important for life. Here's the structure of our DNA in the form of a human. They say it's symbolic, but I think they're like, oh, you never know.
Right.
You know?
So they're liars then when they say they're passive.
Well, they are passive. They have done that in the past. They said it was like the 70s.
They're passive as far as astronomy goes, active as far as lying on their FAQ goes.
No, I think it was 1974 was the last time they sent out a message.
Well, there was, the Viking or some, I can't remember the spaceship we sent into orbit or into outer space that had like gold records containing all sorts of information, like the world's great information and knowledge on them.
Oh, yeah?
Do you remember that?
Sort of.
Viking?
Yeah.
I think it was Viking.
Right. We probably get that wrong, though.
So what's in the future for SETI right now?
Well, the future with the programs like SETI at Home could get more people active and if they're interested in their home. The future could be good there.
They said they might be sending or looking for light at some point because it may not come via radio. It may come via light. You never know.
Yeah, Frank Drake is all about that one now. He says that this is like the hot new field for SETI is optical astronomy.
Oh, yeah?
Uh-huh.
And, of course, finishing up things like the Allen Telescope Array is important.
And then there's SETI at home. I mean, if you want to go do that, it's pretty easy to go download. I had folding at home. I've never had SETI at home.
Oh, you did folding?
Uh-huh.
Cool.
And then my computer crashed, and I was just like, meh.
Oh, really? Maybe that crashed it.
I don't know, maybe. I could tell a difference when it was processing.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's SETI. So if this kind of piqued your interest, there's plenty more information out there. You can also check out SETI's stuff on Science Channel during Are We Alone month in March. Premieres come on, I think, Tuesdays at 10, starting March 6th.
Every Tuesday?
Yep.
Like moonlighting?
Mm-hmm. Was that on Tuesday?
I think so. I seem to remember being drawn to the television on Tuesdays. I think it was Moonlighting and A-Team.
Nice.
Or was it Moonlighting and Love Boat? No, it was Love Boat, Fantasy Island.
Yeah. Those two were definitely together.
Yeah.
Let's see, recapping. What else was at the beginning? I'm married.
Yeah.
You, me, and I are married. And I guess that's it. If you want to read SETI, you can type that word into the search bar at howstuffworks.com, SETI, and that will bring up this very nice article, including cool graphs and screenshots from SETI at home for some reason.
Yeah.
And since I said search bar, I think I said handy search bar even, it's time for listener mail.
All right, Josh, I'm going to call this Lucha Libre / American Wrestling from Zach.
That was a good one.
Chuck, you suggested that wrestlers carry fake blood packs. Not quite true, or at least usually not true. Instead, most wrestlers carry a razor blade in order to blade their foreheads. I've heard this, actually. I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
They'll make a little cut and bleed. Right around their hairline after being hit in the head with a chair or a cage or another hard weapon. You were also talking about the big companies in America. The WWE is the biggest right now, with TNA is the second biggest, and Ring of Honor is the third. WWE and TNA are on big TV networks, while the Ring of Honor is only on the air in certain markets. And there are many, many independent leagues, including Smashing Pumpkins' Billy Corgan's Resistance Pro. Did you know that?
No.
I guess so, dude. He's got his own wrestling league.
I wonder if he's still on the dope.
I don't think so. I saw him one day. He's really tall.
Yeah.
Which surprised me for some reason.
I think I noticed that when the Cubs were in the World Series and he sang the national anthem. Or no, he sang the Take Me Out to the Ball Game. It's
really?
The inning stretch, yeah.
He's
He
taller
is tall.
than all those guys.
Yeah.
So Zach says, when talking about the rules, you're saying that weapons are not allowed. And I think I might have said that this is different with American wrestling, but not true. He said, the chair was just really popular in the late 90s because they booked matches specifically to be more violent. So they would knock the ref down and people would use the chair when the ref wasn't watching, but you would still get DQ'd if the ref was to see that. And he also said
You would get Dairy Queen.
Oh man, that'd be great. And then he said Rey Mysterio is out with injury, but there's a good chance he will be back soon. So he's still kicking it.
That was a heck of a dispatch from the wrestling world.
Yeah, and dude, I redacted about half of it.
Thanks, Zach.
That is Zach from, I don't know where he's from. He's from Billy Corgan's basement.
Well, wow. If you have some supplementary information, not even necessarily correction, I think Zach handled that very well.
Sure.
We like to hear that stuff all the time, and we frequently read them as listener mail, so please feel free to go ahead and send us something. You can tweet to us at SYSK Podcast. You can send us a note or a message on Facebook at facebook.com/stuffyoushouldknow, or you can send us an email to stuffpodcast@howstuffworks.com.
Stuff You Should Know is a production of iHeartRadio. For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite shows.
This is Tamara Judge from Two Teas in a Pod with Teddy Mellencamp and Tamara Judge. Tamara here. As you know, my dog Rugby is like one of my kids, and I don't play around when it comes to taking care of him. Chewy is where I get everything he needs. He loves food, so always stocking up on treats and toys from Chewy, which my husband Eddie likes to buy for him. It always shows up fast, which is exactly how I like things. Chewy also handles the serious stuff, prescriptions, pet insurance, and the telehealth vet visits. And now they're opening up vet clinics across the country. And their 24/7 customer service, they just understand pet people. Plus, with Chewy's 1-year satisfaction guarantee, trying new things is never stressful. Chewy just makes caring for Rugby easier, and that matters to me. For life with pets, the answer is Chewy. Save $20 on your first order with free shipping at chewpanions.chewy.com/teapot.
Joy is essential and it's also elusive. But now there's a new and exciting way to start your journey toward a more joyful existence. Joy 101. It's a new podcast hosted by me, Hoda Kotb. If you're craving inspiration, support, and useful tools to maximize your joy, tune into these candid, uplifting, and moving on-air chats. Listen to Joy 101 on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed Human.